Okay, so let's look at our slope notes. Okay, you should have this paper in front of you, slope notes. So slope, the steepness of the line is called the slope. Okay, the steepness of the line is called the slope. Circle the line with the biggest slope. Go, circle it. What do you think? Circle the line with the biggest slope. It is this one, because it's the steepest, so it has the biggest slope. The letter we use for slope is a lowercase m. Why do we use this? Because it comes from the French word monter, which means to climb or to rise, which is a neat little fun fact. Okay, given the graph of a line, we need to know a simple definition of slope. It is rise over run. Rise over run. Slope is the ratio of a line's vertical change to its horizontal change. That's what we mean by rise over run. It's the vertical change over the horizontal change. Vertical, remember, goes straight up and down. Horizontal goes side to side. Okay? Now, as we move down the page, right here. Okay, how to find the slope of a line. How to find the slope of a line when given the graph of a line. First, start at the point farthest to the left. That is always my suggestion. Start of the point farthest to the left. Okay, so that would be right here. It's perfect right there. And then this is our second point, way up here. Okay, so first we need to find the rise. So rise is 1, 2. Okay, next we need to find the run. It runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. Okay? Now let's say you did this opposite. Let's say you didn't start to the left and you started at the point way up here. Okay? And you wanted to come to this point. So it will go down 1, 2. So it's down negative 2. Okay? And if you went over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you'd go to the left negative 5. Okay, so for the next 4 problems, we are going to find the slope of these next 4 problems here. Okay? Ready? And I'll show you where the points are at because it kind of messed up in the transitions here. Okay, so point 1 is here. Point 2 is here. First we do rise over run. So it goes down 1, 2, 3. So negative 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So the slope is negative 3 over 4. Okay? Next one. There's a point here and a point here. So what do we do first? Rise over run, right? So we rise first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over run, which is 1. So your slope is 5. Now I believe your graphs on your paper are a little bit different than mine, so you might have to change things up just a tad. Okay, so this one here, that's your point, and that's your point. It rises 1, 2, 3. And then it runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 over 6 is the same as 1/2. So your slope is 1/2. Because we missed that it crossed here and it crossed here. This last one, okay, crosses here and here. So rise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5 over 1. So the slope here, m equals negative 5. Okay, so it's just rise over run. Again, your pictures might have messed up just a little bit, so yours might look a little bit different than mine does. All right. So let's go to, see, it messed up in printing. Okay, horizontal and vertical lines. Horizontal and vertical lines. So a horizontal line, let's say that there's a line right here. Okay? The slope of a horizontal line is always 0. The slope of a horizontal line is always 0. Now let's say you had a vertical line right here. Okay? The slope of a vertical line is always undefined. Okay? It's always undefined. Now let me show you why. So first let's look at the horizontal line. Okay? Horizontal line. How much is it rising right here? 0, right? But how much is it running? Forever. Back and forth forever. So any number you want, you can put here. Put 0 in your calculator, divided by any number you want. 0 divided by any number you want. 0. So that is why the slope of a horizontal line is always 0. Okay? Now, vertical lines, okay, vertical lines, how far does it rise? Forever. So it's any number you want. How far does it run? 0. Okay? Type into your calculator any number you want divided by 0. What does it tell you? It says error, undefined. It doesn't work because you can never ever divide by 0. The world will explode. You can never divide by nothing. That's not a thing. Okay, so that's why those slopes end up being that way. All right, the bottom. Sometimes we are not given a picture, but instead we are given 2 points on the line. When this is the case, we must implement another definition of slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? In other words, it's the change in y over the change in x. Okay, the change in y over the change in x. How do we find a slope of a line when given 2 points on the line? Subtract one y value from the other y value. So here's our y values, y2, y1. Okay, so it's 7 minus 3. Okay? Next step says subtract one x value from another x value. So x2, x1. So it's 1 minus parentheses negative 2. We need to put negative 2 in parentheses so that you don't just do 1 minus 2, because that's not the same thing as 1 minus negative 2. Okay? That's not the same thing. So 7 minus 3 is what? 4. Okay? Now type in your calculator 1 minus parentheses negative 2. Type in your calculator 1 minus parentheses negative 2. 3. So what do you notice about these numbers? It added it. So if you have minus a negative like this turns into a plus sign. Okay? That's what happens. So our slope here is 4 over 3. Now we're going to practice finding the slope of some of these pairs of points. I want you to do this on your own, and then you'll turn this in by the end of the class period.